Welcome all my freaky little fucks to my video about my first time ever going to Vegas. This video is late according to my fake schedule that I made up so nobody cares, but I went to Vegas, came home and immediately launched into a really vigorous work schedule and also started on a brand new team at work, so I just need to absolutely decompress. And I have this Animal Crossing sticker book that a 7-year-old gave to me, and honestly it's exactly what I need right now. But I figured I'd tell you a little bit about Vegas. I went to Vegas with a group of comedian women who all make me laugh so hard. They're all so funny, and being in their presence just brings me a lot of joy, and I often become like kind of the quiet giggler. Ooh, this is what I need. I'm just gonna match the shape of sticker with this shadow. I just want literally the simplest activity to just decompress from, you know, hit the ground running kind of week. Some of my friends had babies this year and they wanted to like celebrate motherhood by getting away, giving themselves a break. That's why we went to Vegas. Quickest trip ever. Pretty much we did two things, which was go to Meow Wolf and a show called Thunder Down Under, which is a male review. It was so funny and fun. I can't even describe. Also, Vegas is so the antithesis of like kind of everything I've become, especially in the pandemic. Like go to bed early, wake up early, low lighting, soft things, warmth, and TV, cozy activities. Vegas is literally the opposite, and I tried to become Vegas Meredith. Sometimes I was successful, I rallied, and then other times like cozy Meredith came through and I had to like excuse myself, but it was so much fun. I'm gonna show you just kind of like a montage of like, hey, we got fun food and we walked around, we went to Meow Wolf, and then I'm gonna tell you all about Thunder Down Under, because what a wild thing. I'm gonna like just sticker for a while and then I'll come back. All right, enjoy. Good morning. I was the first one to bed last night. Everybody was just making me laugh and I got really drunk on wine and I was like, this is the best. It's time for me to go to bed. I've laughed myself to bed. And now I'm up at 6:30. It's already hopping here. Tons of people are out. There's gambling occurring. And I'm sitting here with my book and my Starbucks and we're good over here.
Shopping the view, the news, the color TV.
The only option I have for a coat is this faux fur, so that's what we're going with.
Not to trust, it's just your family. Tried to make it right. That's when Leon came into
What did we do? What did we do?
A shadow of the danger of your high stakes game.
If you don't explore, you won't really fully understand the exhibit, so I'm not leaving till every can is off this shelf.
you sold? What have you done with Leah?
My butt. And you're like, do you want me to wipe it?
When they would bend over in thongs, like I would see like the rim of their asshole. Like when he was right next to me. Ooh, that is nice. That's nice. Those glasses go there. Okay, this is the part of the video where if my parents are watching, mom and dad, I know you watch every single one of my videos and I appreciate the support, but please stop watching this video at this point. Any of my coworkers who don't know this side of me and don't want to be a part of this, like, you can stop watching now as well. Anyone who doesn't want to hear me talk about like penises, then I would suggest stopping the video now, because from here on out I'm gonna talk about Thunder Down Under. All right, so first of all, I learned about Thunder Down Under from my friend Gina, who is a comedic writer. She does like comedic essay work and like, you know, short stories based on her real life. She's an amazing storyteller, and she did a show at Steppenwolf and she told the story of when she went to Thunder Down Under. I was laughing so hard I had to like sit on my heel to stop myself from peeing my pants. She described a man leaping from the ground onto a table without any problem. That happened. I got to experience it firsthand. My friend Jo, who was on this trip with us, had been to Thunder Down Under before, and she actually has a podcast episode where her and her friend Annie, who she went with, talk about their experience, and the way they talk about it is kind of perfect. So I also am going to include a link to that podcast episode because I think that they kind of explained it perfect. There's no way I'm gonna explain it as beautifully. And Annie had an experience at Thunder Down Under that is wild. And I can't top it. But so anyway, Thunder Down Under is like a male review show where these men, pretty sure they're fake Australians, really good looking, really masculine men, mostly just taking off their clothes and being like very overly sexual. Before I went, I had some alcohol, and then I had an edible, and then I had some more alcohols while I was there, just to paint a picture of the state of mind I was also in. I also want to say, like, when you get there, I don't know what it is, but if it's just like something in the atmosphere, but it's almost like entering another dimension where suddenly all the rules are out the window about like society and like walls I've put up and also like safety nets I've put up. It's like none of that mattered to me anymore. I like entered the space and became a different person. In general, I don't find like men that attractive. Like, even though all of my relationships have always been with men, obviously I'm very attracted to my husband. I also have a major crush. Like, my pandemic crush has been Dan Stevens, mostly for his audiobook narrations. But anyway, it's pretty rare that I'm like, I look at like a male body and I'm like, ooh, get him near me. I want to put my hands on that. So like, nothing about seeing men take off their shirts or anything is like exciting to me. However, when in this space, it's like I was just like screaming at the top of my lungs without even like knowing that that's what I was doing. But these men, they go around and they do this like pretty simple choreography, a lot of just like walking to the back of the stage and then walking forward, doing like a pelvic thrust, and then like removing pieces of clothes. And then like kind of the way that the show worked is that they would introduce, they'd be like, and now it's time for like the warrior. I don't know if that's what he was called, but he goes out in the audience and like brings a woman up onto the stage, and we're all like, what's gonna happen? And then like the things that he did with this woman were so, if I had been her, I would have been like, wow, we just shared a sexual experience together, this man and I, and like forever we're connected because he is now like a sexual partner I've had. But like literally they would pull women up on stage and like touch them, lay them down, thrust upon them. It's interesting because like a lot of times it was kind of this progression of like, here I am just walking around in like a sexy outfit and we're all going, wah! At one point there would be a moment where they would just reach down and like grab their penis and balls in a fist and then pull their like thongs down so that we could see like, there's my hand on my penis. And then we'd all be like, we see it, and then like they'd be like, cool, and then that was it. The other big moment that they would end on all the time is they would like be in their thongs like walking around, and then they would turn around and just pull the thong down and show us their butt cheeks. We were not allowed to film in the show except for one number, and they let us film it. I cannot show all their butt cheeks because it just makes me feel like I just can't put that on my channel, but I will show you just them dancing with their shirts off because that happened for a while. I also have another video of one of them grabbing my friend Shadi and bent her over and like thrust upon her, and he got permission from her. It was totally consensual. Is that what the word is? Consensual? Why does that feel weird to me? Because it has the word sensual in it. So they tell you like, if you don't want somebody coming and doing things to you, like just keep your hands on your lap, which is like, well, that's what I did. I was like, wow, like I feel like I'm watching my friend Shadi have sex. And then there was another, they also picked on Shadi more than once. They came up, he grabbed her drink and like stood up, and she's sitting. He guided her jaw to his chest and poured the drink down his chest like a waterfall, and she had to make her mouth into like a basin and catch her own drink that she probably paid a shit ton of money for. I'm gonna draw a picture of it because I don't know if what I'm describing is right, but when I asked her about it later, she had just said, I understood what I needed to do. He kind of guided me. Mostly it was just like, it was somewhere in my nature that I knew that I needed to make my mouth into a basin, and then his body was gonna be the waterfall rock cliff. Oh, I wish you could see Luna right now. She's being so cute. Will you come here, baby? Anyway, and then like my friend Gina described, this man came, walked across our table, jumped down, and then all of a sudden he was like back up, but like didn't use his hands at all. Just his body was so strong that he was able to push with just his legs and fly up onto a bar top tape, like very high. Something where like for me to climb on it, I'd have to get my hands on there and go, oh, and it'd be a lot of work. For him, it's almost like his body just went, oh, and it was there. Also like, so I was at the end of this table, and then there was like a higher bar next to me where sometimes the men would stand and they would interact with women who were sitting over there. So their butts would be toward me and they would like lean over in their thongs. And you know how like the eye of Sauron, like there's the middle of it and that's kind of like the middle of the eye, but then there's lots going on that like reaches out. That's kind of how buttholes are, and I could see like the outer edges of like their eye of Sauron coming out from out of the thong. They weren't showing us their buttholes per se, but like they had no shame. They were just so confident, and like I don't know, there's something kind of admirable about being so confident that like I can do this. I can like bend over and show like my eye of Sauron, or pull a woman on stage and like simulate making love to her in front of everybody. And even like they were making contact with like these women's bodies, and the women were loving it. Like I feel like there's a confidence there. And then my friend Joe, they really describe it well in the podcast, where it's like there's just a safety there because you know it's not for them, like they're not getting anything out of it, it's all for you. And it's not just like simulating gentle, beautiful sex. It's like simulating very, very intense sexual acts where you're like, wow, I don't even consider that a possibility of something I'm like willing to participate in with my partner. However, I am accepting that this man is doing it right now as a form of entertainment. I would say like what Thunder Down Under is doing out there is like, I don't want to say like heroic, but like definitely takes a lot of bravery and a lot of expertise. Thunder Down Under, highly, highly recommend. Go with a group of people who really make you laugh hard and who you feel like you can share in the most wild experience. I mean, I cannot tell you, I was looking around the table and we were just making hard eye contact, like me and my friends, hard eye contact, and just being like guttural reactions, like, oh my God. I cannot believe what I'm seeing right now. Pretty simple. It's amazing how simple, like just reaching down your pants and like clutching onto your own genitalia and then showing somebody that you're clutching it really can bring a house down. It's a reminder to me as a performer that like I don't need to be searching for the big next thing. There is a formula out there of what people want to see, and like even though for me as a performer the things that I'm going to provide to an audience doesn't include like clutching my penis and balls, I can find like kind of what is my own penis and ball clutch moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that goes for anyone out there who, not even like if you're not a performer, you don't need to be coming up with like the next huge thing. You can really just find the little things in life that you know work for you and that work for the people that you love and the people around you. Just find what those are and relish in those. Find joy in those moments. Your own little hypothetical, reaching down your pants, clutching your balls, and showing the world that that's what you're doing. Yeah, I don't know what that's gonna be for me, but I'm gonna figure it out. And I'm pretty freaking psyched about it. And I'm also pretty freaking psyched about this. Boom. All the shapes are there. I'm gonna finish my decompression period and try and edit this together and get it out for y'all. It's an important message that I'm sharing here today. All right, have a lovely rest of your weekend. I'll see you hopefully next week.